deep breaths. This is like my third or fourth attempt at trying to record this video. I think I've come across a lot of very brave YouTubers putting out their debt confessions and describing and kind of going into their plans for how they're going to tackle their debt. And I will say that in the past 5 to 6 months, I've gotten myself into somewhat of a hole. I've always been very financially independent and stable and very smart with my money. And I don't want to get into a situation where this gets crazy or too out of control. So I'm doing this to kind of keep myself accountable, to make a plan, to really set a plan and put it in place. And I'll go over, I guess, kind of my spending for the month and what my expected spending should be for October, and things like that in my next video, and kind of how I'm planning on handling that. Yeah, I mean, this is really scary, putting yourself out there and kind of showing people what you got yourself into. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. It sucks that I've gotten into this, especially with these credit cards. And I've seen some people, they don't put their mortgage as part of their debts. But I am going to, because it is part of my debt. It is part of my debt, and I need to make sure that I'm paying that down too. I mean, it's a debt, right? So let's go ahead and get started. It sucks. I feel like within the past 3 to 4 months, I've just gotten into kind of a hole with these credit cards because, I'm a first-time homeowner. I purchased this home right towards the end of 2019, and it's an older home. It's a box, but you know what? It's mine. And things break, things need to get repaired, and it's so much easier to just say, let me put it on a credit card. And although I have savings and I'm very aggressive with my savings, I'll get into it in the next video. But for right now, what I really want to do is see what I owe. I have a general idea because I do check my credit report, but it's another thing to actually write it down on a piece of paper and keep myself accountable, right? And make sure that I'm tracking it and that it is getting paid. I don't have any special notebooks. I'm just going to do it in my own notebook. I have a very simplistic lifestyle, so I'm just going to write it down and we'll see what happens. So these are not going to go in any order. I'm just going to write them down as kind of I'm just going to write them down in this order. We'll start with my student loans. Student loans are coming up due this October. I've already paid my October payment last month. I paid it as soon as I got the statement. I paid it that exact same day. So I will be paying November's this month. I always like to be a month ahead when it comes to this debt, especially. I have 4 student loans with Nelnet. I've been paying my student loans off for the past 12 years. When I started with my student loans, I was about $66,000 in student loan debt. I had 8 different student loan accounts. So the fact that I've been able to get it down to just 4 is huge. But it's still a lot of money every month that needs to get paid. So, and I'll go over the payment plan and the monthly expenses in my next video to kind of show you what I need to pay every month and how much I will be paying every month because I pay more. I did pay during the pause in student loans to take advantage of that 0% interest rate. So I did make a huge dent during that time as well, but this is where it's at right now. What else about my student loans? It doesn't matter what you think about them, good or bad. The fact that I've been paying them down for 12 years and I've, been able to make a dent because I was very lucky in that my parents let me live with them for 4 or 5 years. I was without charging me any rent. I paid bills, but I didn't pay rent. That was a huge help, and I was able to save money to purchase my home. So if it wasn't for my parents, I don't know what I would have done, because at one point my monthly payment on my student loans was like $1,200. So, yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, and I'm sorry, this is a little weird because my first time ever recording anything. So my first student loan is balance on it is $2,652.09. That is that first loan. Okay. Second loan, the outstanding balance on this loan is $1,141.76. Third loan, outstanding balance on this is $2,567.63. And this one is the big one. This is the big one that I swear, it's like every single time I make a dent in this, the interest rate on this is 6.8%. And, yeah, I feel like I put money in this and it just doesn't ever go down. $9,000, and that's why I took advantage of the 0%. I put most of it on this, so I was able to get it under 10 grand finally. $9,856.92. Okay, so that's those 4 there. Okay, this Bank of America card, this is a credit card. I use this to get a repair done on my AC unit in the summer in the South. That unit it just got way too hot. Yeah, and it was running too much and it just finally gave out, and it's an owner home. So I did use my credit card to pay for some of that expense. So the balance on this card is $2,205.79. Okay. This is good actually, because I think the starting balance of this card back in like July was like close to $4,000. So I'm making a dent. My next expense is this Capital One card. This card is the one that I use for gas, groceries. I use this card basically for everything. And this is where I realized that things are getting out of control. I went on a trip to Seattle recently for my cousin's graduation, and This card before I went to Seattle had like $50 balance on it. But of course I went to Seattle. I didn't expect to spend any money, and I actually took cash with me to Seattle, but for some reason I just wasn't self-aware. I don't know. I need to stop. I needed to stop using this card. Not an excuse, but for some reason, I'm like, oh, I'll just pay when I get back. And the balance on that card is $3,215.95. Yeah. All right. The next debt, now, mind you, again, before I went to Seattle, so before July, the balance on both of these cards was $0. I didn't have any credit card debt. I wouldn't be making this video if I had zero credit card debt. I would be just fine. But because of this credit card debt, this is the reason I'm making this video. Because I could still pay my student loans, I could still pay all of my bills and my expenses, and I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now. But these damn cards. This is why I'm making this video. Okay. Chase is my car loan. I purchased a new car earlier this year. Before that, I didn't want to buy a new car, but I needed to because the car that I was driving, I had been driving that car for 10 years. Is a Ford Mustang, and I always said I'm going to drive that car until the wheels fall off. And by golly, I swear the wheels fell off that car. It's just, it was just a lot of repairs on the car. The brakes started going out, air pressure on the tires. Always, I put new tires on the car, and then the sensors started going out, and it was just a nightmare. And I need a reliable vehicle to get to work because my commute to work is about 40 minutes each way. So it's a drive from my home, and I need a reliable vehicle. So I purchased a new car, and the balance on this car note is $47,328.25. This is the first brand new car that I've ever purchased. Every car I've ever owned was used. I've only ever had 2 cars. I'm acting like I've driven so many cars. I literally drive my cars until they die. I drove, before this last Mustang, I drove a 2000 Mustang for like closer to 15 years. And then I bought a new car when I was in grad school. That was about 10 to 12 years ago. And that car I just got rid of this year. So I expect to drive this car for the next foreseeable future until the wheels fall off. All right. And then my biggest expense, or I guess my biggest debt, is my mortgage. And the balance on my mortgage is $164,296.94. That is the debt. My mortgage, I bought this house under 200. I think I paid like $190,000 for my home. I got it the end of November. Really good interest rate. I think I got like 3% interest rate. Yeah, I mean, it's a box, but it's mine, and I'm very happy with it, and I expect to live here for a very long time. So sorry I'm getting distracted because now I'm adding all the numbers to see what the total is. 2205.79 9856 92 Okay, 2567 2567.63 1141.76 and 2652.09. Okay, so my total debt comes out to be 2,000. Did I do this right? For some reason I thought that I owed more. $843.59. Okay, for some reason I thought I owed more than this. Did I miss one? Oh gosh, do I need to do this again off camera? Let me do this again off camera. Okay, I'm back. This is not right. Okay, I had a feeling that I didn't do this right, and this still might not even be right, but it should be closer to $233,000. So I may be off. I may be off some, but this is where it's at right now. So 233,265.33 is what I just calculated. Comment in the comments if I didn't do this right, but that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so that is my total debt starting October 1st. So we'll see how good I do. November 1st, we'll tally everything up and see if I made a dent or not, and then we'll just keep on with my little journey here. And I will probably rewrite this in another notebook to make it nice and pretty like everyone else does, but for right now, I just wanted to get it down on paper, and I'll figure out the details on how I'm going to track this. I would like to see, a difference column and do all of that stuff. I just didn't have the time to do it right now. I just wanted to sit down and pull the trigger and I probably shouldn't say that. I just wanted to sit down and just get this done, and I'm good. Okay. All right. So, my next video, I will go over all of my monthly expenses, my monthly paychecks, and where that money is going to be going and how I'm going to aliquot it and start chipping away. All right, so if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. Please comment down below. Let me know if this is bad, if this is good. I don't know. Thoughts. I need some good vibes. Please comment down below, subscribe so you know when I'm gonna upload all of my things to keep me accountable. And okay, take care.